see, the first part says that in a private inheritance. So I think we are all aware of inheritance. Inheritance is the mechanism which helps us to create a new class from an existing class. That is the definition of our inheritance. Now here the question says that in a private inheritance, the base class of the derived, the base class is derived as das in the derived class. That means the question wants to say that if I'm trying to derive the base class to the derived class in the private move, that means while inheriting I'm making the base class private, then what will be the access specifier in the derived class? Will it be private, public, protected, default? These are the options. Yes, who can tell me the options? The options will be private, public, protected, or default. Because while deriving, I made the derivation mode as private. Quick. Rajesh says it is private. Okay. Arpita, private. Yes. Acha, you have joined, mommy. Yes, private. Good. So answer is private. Now why private? And the most important part is in Java, private is not allowed. In derivation, private is not allowed. Let me show you in the Java. So why it is not able to private? Because in Java, when we are deriving a class from another class, by default, it should be public or default access specifier. So let me take you to the Java screen where I will show you. Now suppose I'm having a class. I'm defining a class over here, class. Suppose I'm saying test. I'm having a member called intx. Now I'm creating one more class, class demo. I'm saying extends test. Here I'm having one more variable called y. We are not considering the accessibility. Here I'm saying that while deriving, I'm making this one as private. That means I'm saying that the derivation mode of this test class to this demo class is private. Can you able to see the error it is showing in the left hand side? Let me see. Yes, the red mark is coming in the left hand side, which indicates private derivation is not allowed. Good evening. Good evening. So hope I'm clear everyone that private derivation is not allowed in Java. Now also I said that protected derivation is also not allowed. Now look at over here, protected derivation is not also allowed in Java. But if I will do public, here it is showing error. The reason behind is that we have one more class as error. One more class we are having in the form of your public. So that's why if I will apply it over here. So these are the restrictions in Java that we cannot have more than one class in public in Java. So that's why when I said that public is not compulsory. So that's why I said that public is not compulsory if I'm having a single class. But if I'm having multiple class, the class which contains the main method must be public. So here if I will apply extends test, it will not generate error. Now we should know the reason. Look at over here. We are not getting any error. But here it was generating error even though it is public because we cannot have more than one class public inside a class. Hope I'm clear to everyone. Am I clear? Or you are having any doubt related to this? I'm repeating it again. So look at over here. I'm having a base class called test. I'm creating a derived class over here. So we cannot have more than one class with public. So forget about your inheritance also. Forget about your inheritance. Still it is going to generate error. Look at over here. Because we cannot have more than one class public inside the same package. The class which contains the main method must be public. So because of that reason, it is generating an error message. Now I'm inheriting it. So for inheritance, I will use the extends keyword and the base class. That means the base class is extended to this derived class, because of which it will provide its property. That is this one, property to this particular class. Now, if the derivation I am saying, instead of public, I am saying private, it will generate an error. You might be thinking that the class which contains the main method is available. It cannot be private. That's why it is generating error message. So that's why I'm creating one more. I'm saying private derivation mode class demo extends test. Now here also it will generate error message because private derivation is not allowed. Because if I'm derivating privately, all the members of this class will become private over here. And even if I'm making this one public, it will generate error. Look at this. This is no error in this case, but still the error is available over here because the class is private. Now let me check for the protected. It is generating an error message because protected derivation is not allowed. But if I'm creating an independent class as protected, then this class is going to be used by other classes. So that's why it is generating. Hope I'm clear now to everyone. Arpita, am I clear to you? Next part of this question, Java does not allow protected and private mode of inheritance. I've explained this one just few minutes before. I've explained this one just few minutes before. So let me see how many of you have understood. If you have understood, you will give the right answer now. Rajesh says it is true that it is not allowed. Protected and private mode of inheritance is not allowed. So it is true. Just now I have shown while derivating, I cannot use private or protected for the derivation. This protected and private derivation is not allowed because this will restrict the class to be accessed inside the derived class. So very few candidates are answering except Rajesh. Is it understood or not? Inheritance. Because inheritance is not a complete part of your 10th syllabus. It is available in +2. But though encapsulation is a chapter is available. So that's why I told this mechanism to you. We don't need to write the program, but we should know what are the mechanism using which inheritance is possible. So everyone understood why it is true. Which one of the following is not true? Here we have options. Here we have options for this. Which one of the following is not true? It is talking about. Where you have not understood, Swagat. So that's why I said that told me before changing the slide. I will come back again to this one. Which of the following is not true? Yes, Jyoti, excellent. He is one of my engineering student. Now is working in software. He is explaining the answer to Jyotiran Arpita. The reason is being that we cannot access the protected and the private classes. Understood, Arpita? When I'm doing it private, the class is not accessible. When I'm making it protected, it is available to its child class only. But the program execution starts from the main method where it is not going to be accessible. So because of that reason, it restricts that one. But in C, C++, it is allowed. Am I correct, Jyoti? In C or C++, it is allowed to have private and protected derivation. But in Java, it is not allowed because the class which contains the main method must be public. Okay, we got the answer from Rajesh. C, Suvasmita A. Swagat C. So which of the following is not true it is talking about? So let's check it out. Private members of the base class cannot be used in the derived class. This is true because the private member of the base class is only available to the member of the same class. This is private derivation. So this is true. Public member of the base class can be used in the derived class. Public member is accessible to both base class, derived class and non-derived classes also. That means all the classes inside my program can access the public members. So this is also true. Protected members of the base class cannot be used in the derived class. It is saying cannot. When I'm saying protected, the members which is protected is available to the base class as well as derived class because it is derivation mode. So that's why this is cannot is given. So that's why this is false. The true part is can accessible, can be used. Understood this particular point? Now I'm showing you the answer for C. Quickly give me your confirmation, understood or not. Because once I will change the slide, it is difficult for me to come back and explain it again. So if you have doubt, quickly give me a confirmation in that particular slide itself. Which part not understood? A, B, C. Which point not understood? Subhasmita. Som Tripathi. Can you understood option C? अच्छा ठीक है. 10th समझ में नहीं आ रहा. 9th बोल रहे समझ में आ गया. A and C parts are okay. So let me take you to the Java screen in that case. So look at over here. I'm having a class test where I'm saying this is private x, where I'm saying x is equal to 10. I'm creating one more variable. I'm saying y. I'm saying it is protected. I'm creating one more variable without any access specifier. This is default. I'm creating one more variable with public. So here I'm taking this one, PRI for private, PRO for protected, DEF for default, PUB for public. Now here I'm saying 10, this is 11, this is 12, this is 13. Now member can access the member directly without any restriction. I'm saying void show, inside which I'm displaying system.out.print Within double quotes, I'm saying x is equal to x value plus slash t, y is equal to, no, it is xy we have not taken. We have taken PRI for private, PRI private. Then this I have taken PRO for protected, PRO protected. Then slash and DEF for default variable. Then again I'm saying slash n. Let me take this one as a slash n also. Slash n. This one is public. Public. Now I'm creating an object of this class. I'm not deriving this one at this moment. I'm just showing you t is equals to new test. Now I'm saying t dot show. It will display all the information: private, protected, default, and public. That means the private member of the class is accessible within the class in which it is available. That means all the member of the same class can access it. Understood this one? One by one, give me your confirmation. Understood? Quickly give one by one confirmation so that I can move for all the access specifiers. Okay. Now let me show you. I am just displaying all these things over here. Now you can see we are getting a bunch of error in private, in protected, in default, in public. But in that particular option, it has been said that public member of the class is available throughout the program. If it is available throughout the program, how it is displaying an error message over here? Who can answer this? Who can answer this? As I said that public members are available throughout the program. If it is available, then how this public member is generating an error message over here? It should not. Quickly, who can tell me why it is generating error message over here? If you don't know, quickly give your answer, I don't know, so that I will explain. There we are having one more point of question for encapsulation. Sir, in private, error will not come if it is declared in the method scope itself. Sir, don't know. Okay, Rajesh. Any one of you? Yes, don't know. Quickly, quickly. Why it is showing error message? Okay, fine. Let me tell you. This is static method. Because of that reason, it is displaying an error message. But if I will use it in non-static method, void display, and I'm using it over here. Look at this. You are not going to get, because this class is not, look at this. This is not available to this one over here in the display method. So I need to have an object of it. These are independent classes. Now look at this. I am saying now extends test. Now got the errors removed for protected, default, and public. Only we got an error for private. Can you able to see now? That means from here it is clear. Private member of a class is only accessible to the member of the same class. It is not available or accessible to other classes, even if it is derived. Even if it is derived. Am I clear? Is it clear? Then I will move for the next step. I will remove the error in main also. Yes, understood. Now we'll remove the error that is available in the main. It was showing. Look at over here. Here it is showing error because the member of the class can be accessed with the help of object in case of static method. In case of static, the member has to be accessed with the help of object. So that's why if I'll say T dot, I'm applying over here T dot. Here also I'm applying T dot. Here also I'm applying T dot. Here also I'm applying T dot. Now look at this, all error is removed. Still we are having an error in private because it is accessible within the class in which it is declared. It is not available to outside the class. Understood? So that's why if you want to access a member inside the main method, you will have to access it with the help of object. Otherwise, it is going to generate an error message. Yes, quickly give me your confirmation regarding private is clear, where it is accessible, where it is not accessible, how we can access a member inside a main method. Got it? Fine. So those who are having problem, quickly give me your problem that CSR I have not understood so that I can do it again for you. Okay, next we'll move towards protected. Now I say that protected members are available to the base class as well as the child class. Now I'm removing this extents because it is generating a problem because of this main method. So that's why I'm removing this extent. I'm showing you with the derivation. Now here I'm creating one more class. I'm saying class check extends test. Now this is derivation is available over here. Now I'm using one method show. Instead of show, I'm saying display. Now again we have the same problem. Private is not accessible, as already I told you. Private is not accessible. Even if the derivation is made, it is available within the class. So because of that reason, I'm removing this one. Now protected, no error. Default, no error. Public, no error. So let me see whether it is accessible or not. So in order to call this method, whose object I need to create? Next question arises, in order to call this display method, which class object I need to create? Created, which class object needs to be created to call this method? As I said that the member of a class can be accessible with the object of the same class. Because of that reason, scanner class object is used to call next double. So we need to create no. Check is the class name. Extend is the keyword for derivation. Test is the base class. Subhasmita understood? Check is the name of the derived class. Extend is the keyword for derivation. Test is the base class name. So I need to create an object of the derived class that is called check. Because this method disp is belongs to check class. So that's why here I'm saying check check now dot display. Now look at this protected, default and public is display. So that means it is accessible. Understood this one? Private is not accessible, but protected is accessible. Now I will show you without derivation. Protected is not accessible. If you have understood this part, I will show you protected is not accessible. If it is not derived. Yes, sir, understood. Fine, good. Now I'm removing this derivation. That means there is no relationship between the class test and check. Is it clear? Now, Here, all these three are generating error messages because it cannot access it directly. But if I'll create an object for it, I can access it. I'm creating an object because member can be accessed with the help of object. So I'm saying T dot, I'm saying T dot, I'm saying T dot. Now look at this. I'm creating an object of the class test because I need to call the method of the test class, test, new test. Now here, look at over here. We don't have any error for these things because it is accessible. Got it? The object can access the member. The object of the same class can access the members. But if I'm removing this one, it will generate error because these are not a member of the class. I'm removing T also because no more T is available. Got it? Got it now? So that's why it has been said that the member of a class can be accessed with the help of object of the same class. Otherwise, it is not accessible. Now, I cannot show you the package because of that reason. I need to create a new package over here. Now, here I am declaring a variable int as is equals to 10. Okay. Now, here I am saying void display, where I'm saying that I am in display system dot, let me see how many of you have understood system dot out dot print. I am in display method. Okay. Now here I'm saying the class name is test. The class name is test. I'm saying t dot display. Can we able to call this? Can we able to call this? Can I call the display method now? Simply it is accessible or not, you have to check. If it is accessible, we can call. If it is not accessible, we cannot call. That's all. Because no access specifier is given before display. That means the access specifier is default. So can we access the default in another class which is not derived? Another class which is not derived. Yes, I'm not getting. Yes, that means you have understood. We can call it, but with the help of object. Mind it, with the help of object. But if I'll do it private, can I call? Now I'm making it private. Look at over here, I'm highlighting. I made it private now. Can we? No. Rajesh, quick to answer. No, we cannot call it. Now you have understood. Private is not accessible. Public. I made it public. Now we cannot call as it is available in that scope only. Good. No, sir, we cannot. But now I made it public. Yes, sir. For what? Public, Subhasmita? No, we cannot. For which one, Arpita? I made it public. Accessible now in public. Good. The answer must be clear. As Rajesh is giving, yes, we can call it because it is public. I'm not sure that for which you are giving the answer because I'm changing the question. Now I made it protected. Protected members will be available to the same class or to the derived class. So everyone is clear with this. So I'll move to the slide again. Now you have understood the point, Subhasmita. Understood the points? Here's keyword is used to derive a class from another class in Java. And these are my options. Even if I will not give option, I hope you can able to answer. Even if options are not given, can you give the answer? Which keyword is used to derive a class from another class? Do you need options? Then I will give. Option C. I think option मैंने दे दिया. अच्छा मैंने दे दिया था options. Okay. Extends. Be careful. We have extend and extends. Extend and extends. Java does not support dash type of inheritance. Which type of inheritance is not supported by Java? Five C. Hierarchical inheritance. Subhasmita. D. Multiple inheritance. C. Hierarchical inheritance. Okay. What about others? Very few answers are coming today. Limited answer from Subhasmita, Arpita, Rajesh, and Swagat. Soham Tripathi. Only limited students are answering. Less participation is there today. Arpita, can you able to answer this one or not? Because these are all ninth class questions. Sir, I don't know. Swagat Kumar Hota. Swagat, थोड़ा recall करो. This is taught you. थोड़ा recall करो. Subhasmita, just recall which inheritance is not allowed. It is your multiple inheritance. We cannot derive a derived class from more than one base class. It is not allowed. And in order to achieve this, we need dash. In order to apply multiple inheritance, we have to use interface instead of Meaning of hierarchical inheritance. I have all the inheritance for all of you. Instead of, we'll use implements or interfaces required. Interface is required for multiple inheritance. We can achieve this one also in Java, but with the help of your interface, not with the help of your class. Now let's see, if I'm having a single base class, that is your super class, and single subclass, one class, one base class, one derived class, then it is called single inheritance. When I am having two base classes from which one subclass is created, that is called multiple inheritance. Multiple means more than one base class. Here look at this, one base class, two base class, from which a single derived class is created, which is not allowed in Java, but it can be done with the help of your interface. ये और एक chapter है. But in board you are getting this question. In board examination you will get the question, which inheritance is not allowed? Which inheritance is not allowed in Java? That is your multiple inheritance. It can be achieved with the help of DIAS. Is it clear? Understood? Next one. We have single base class, but from which we have multiple derived classes. Multiple derived classes. Then this is known as your hierarchical inheritance. For example, in our school or college, we have principal. Under the principal, we have more than one vice principal. These are called hierarchical structure. We have in our organization, we have manager. Under the manager, we have different assistant managers. So these kind of structure is called your hierarchical inheritance. Subhasmita, understood? Subhasmita understood hierarchical inheritance. And the next one is called multi-level inheritance. That means more than one level. This is level 1 inheritance. This is your level 2 inheritance. If more than one inheritance is done in a hierarchical level, look at this, then it is called multi-level inheritance. Suppose this is my student general information. We have to design like this: student general information, student mark information, and student result information. So result can be calculated from the marks. Marks, whose mark? The student mark. So that's why it is called multi-level inheritance. The next mechanism is your this one. This is called hybrid inheritance. The combination of one or more inheritance is called your hybrid inheritance. हम लोग बोलते हैं ना hybrid seeds, उसमें क्या होता है? Combination होता है. So that is what called hybrid inheritance. Look at over here. If I look for this one, this is your multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. But if I will talk about this, the highlighted part is which type of inheritance? This is your, yes, hierarchical inheritance. And this part I am saying, this part and this part is your multi-level inheritance. So it is a combination of your multi-level inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. So that's why it is called hybrid inheritance. Understood hybrid? The next one is multi-path inheritance, where we have multiple paths to access the data. Look at over here. Derived class sub3 can access the data from sub2 and can access the data from the super. So this is a channel through which it can access the data via sub2. That's why it is a path. I'm changing the color to make you understand. The next one. Now here, look at over here. Sub3 can access the data from sub1 and sub1 can access the data from super. So this is path 2, this is path 1. So that's why it is called multipath. Now the child class can access the member of the base class in two different paths. One is path 1 and one is path 2. That's why it is called multipath inheritance. Understood type of inheritance? Identify the instance variables. Now these are my access specifier: private, protected, public. No access specifier is given, that means default. Static is a modifier, final is a modifier. That is talking about instance variable. So default, we got the answer from Subhasmita. Default, private, protected, public. Let me see. Private, protected, public, default. Okay. What about FI? Subhasmita, what about FI? Subhasmita, can you give me a clearance? What about FI? Why it is not? This is understandable because static modifier is used. That means it is not a part of your object. It is a part of a class. Instance variable means it isn't part of a object. Static means it is a part of a class. Don't know about final, sir. Okay. No, final variables are not class variables. Final variables are called the constants whose value cannot be altered. Whose value cannot be altered. Let me show you. I'm taking you to the Java screen. Here I'm saying final fi, suppose I'm saying int fi is equals to 10. I can display the final variable, but I cannot alter. I can display the value, but I cannot alter. So in that case, I will call this show function. I'm removing this one. Look at this. I can use it. I can access it. All the instance variables. I can access it. But I cannot add something to it. If I'm going to add, it will generate an error because I cannot modify its value. Let me show you. When I'm saying fi plus 1, it is not generating any error message. It is displaying because it is concatenated. But if I will say fi is equals to fi plus 1, it will generate error. Now look at this. It is generating an error because it is a constant whose value cannot be altered. But if I am saying other variables, pub, I am saying pub is equals to pub plus 1. It's not going to generate any error message. Look at this, not generating any message. But here I'm going to get generate error message because it is trying to change the value of the final variable. Final variables are called constant, whose value cannot be altered during the execution of a program. Am I clear to everyone? Am I clear to everyone? Final variable understood, whose value cannot be altered during the execution of a program is called final variable, or we can say constant. Okay. Now, can I use it like this? Can I use it like this? Final variable. Or can I make it like this within parenthesis? Now it is not going to be concatenated, it is going to be added now. Now is it allowed? Because I am adding 1 to final variable. I think this is clearly explained to Rajesh and Swagat. Can you tell me, can I use fi plus 1? Subhasmita says, no sir. No more 10th candidate is capable enough to answer, I think. Only one candidate, Subhasmita, is answering. No sir, or is it is trying to change its value, which is not allowed. Rajesh is given. Okay. Swagat, or its value cannot be altered. Look at the expression carefully, Subhasmita and Rajesh. Look at the expression carefully. Is it? No sir, not allowed, Swagat. Yes sir, we can use as it is not stored. Yes, now you are correct, Rajesh. Be careful with the expression. I have told you so many expressions, especially Rajesh, Swagat, 9th class student, Soham Tripathi. So many expressions are given. Don't get careless while giving the answer. Now it is not altering the value. It will do it. Look at this. We are going to get 11. Where its value is 10. Now it is 11. Because it is not changing the value of fi now. Understood now? It is allowed. Subhasmita understood? Subhasmita understood? It is allowed because the data is not stored in fi. It is only using it. Subhasmita and Rajesh. Rajesh has given the right answer. Subhasmita and Swagat Hota given the wrong answer. Okay. Now the next question, can I use like this fi plus plus? Sir, how in final the value cannot be altered? Are we are not altering. Subhasmita, we are not altering. We are not altering. I am just adding its value and result is displayed. Subhasmita, you are missing something. I am showing you. What is the value of S? Forget about everything. What is the value of S? S value is 10. I am saying S plus 1 and I am displaying it. And I am displaying it. Is it equivalent to the statement? Is it equivalent to the statement like this? S is equal to S plus 1. Subhasmita, both are same. S plus 1 and S is equal to S plus 1. Both are same or different? Subhasmita, S plus 1 and S is equal to S plus 1. Both are same. Here only I am adding 1 to it and displaying, but the physically updated value is not stored in F. So constant value is not altered. That is a trick I have applied. Yes, sir, it is equivalent. No, both, it is not equivalent. Subhasmita, here only 1 is added, but S value in a dry run, S value will be 10 only. But in this case, S plus 1, 11, where 11 is updated in S. Both are not same. Subhasmita, both are not same. Understood? Subhasmita, now understood? Or else I will give one more example to you to make you understand. Because in series we did this one. Series, some of the series we did these kind of things. Understood now? Okay. Now this one. Can I use Fi plus plus? Can I use Fi plus plus now? Fi plus plus no, or it's altering the value and store, which is not allowed. No, sir. Good. Swagat, you are giving the answer very restrictively. Give the detailed answer. As I said that which will help you to write the theories, which will increase your capability of writing theories. Explain the answer. Because of that reason, I told that you people has to in a ninth class only attend the live classes to increase your standard. Okay, Subhasmita, can we use F plus plus now? As Rajesh said no and explained why it is not possible. Swagat said no, we cannot. Soham Tripathi deleted his answer. So it is not allowed because F plus plus is equivalent to Fi is equal to Fi plus 1, which is equivalent